Okay, YouTube. This tip that I'm going to show you is really concerning your mealworms and getting them cleaned out. If you're breeding your own mealworms, then you probably already figured all this stuff out. But if you're just starting to breed your own mealworms and you start coming up with all kind of frass and not knowing how to get rid of it and what to do with it, then I thought that this time-saving tip might help out a little bit. A couple things that you might need. Are safety goggles, and I'm not quick to use safety goggles, so when I tell you you need them, trust me, it'll help, because that frass is extremely fine and it's going to blow everywhere that it can. One of these little masks, these masks you can get at the Dollar Tree for like you get like 8 for $1. And this other thing, we're not having church, but this fan, you'll see how that helps. Now my voice may seem a little muzzled because I do have this mask over it, but it's really necessary, so I apologize ahead of time if I'm going to sound like that. You need a container to collect your mealworms in, and a couple of sieves with different grades. This one is really fine. I use this mostly like for my little teeny tiny babies. This is like a medium and this is a largest. So this will be, you just go and descend in order from the largest to the smallest. Okay, now here I have some mealworms that I've had growing for quite a while. They've been in the refrigerator. Probably got a lot of dead ones in there now. You see right off the bat it starts flying, that frass starts flying around. So what I'm gonna do, just bear with me. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take this a clear container, take my largest sieve and just pour it in there and shake it, and you'll see a lot of frass and it's flying right off the top. So this is my first run with these. See that frass? So God's helping me do a lot of fanning away of those skins. But that's what we're actually going to use the fan for. So we've got it down to, now it's like this right here, and if you watch, you just fan, and a lot of that, and those loose skins fly out. Okay, so, and we've still got babies down in there, little ones, but that's okay because this is our collector container. So we're going to give it a quick brush fan as well. Put those back in there, and then we'll go to the next one where you'll see a whole lot more frass because they've grown out from eggs to hatching eggs to where they are now. Okay, so here's my second container. Up on top I have my beetles and my egg crates, and I've got to go through those and clean those, but that's a different stage. What I'm going to show you today, and I have to do that today, what I'm going to do today is show you this frass. This is where the eggs came down. I do use the method with the screen on the bottom, and it's excellent. The eggs drop right through and hatch down in your medium. But the wind's blowing a whole lot, so I'm going to see how much of this frass will come out right on its own. Well, actually it's not frass. This right here is their skins. This is their shed skins. Their scalp, they just shed. See all that? It's gross. That's why you have to use a mask. It's so fine. And you see this really fine stuff right here? That is not food, ladies and gentlemen. That's the poop. So we're not going to put that part back in there. All I have now basically is I have some pupae in there. If you've never seen a pupae, this is a pupae. When you hold it, his little tail wiggles like that. That lets you know he's alive. From there it goes to beetles. The beetles lay eggs. The eggs hatch and grow. Look at all that. Most of that is just, and it's flying away. It's just, it's poop, and it's so thin, and you don't really want that anyway. But it's a windy day, so I hope this demonstration is coming out okay. Because usually, you know, you would just see it flying up because from the fan. So that right there is just like, and this right here is not even a whole one set. This is like, this came from like, say, you know, I got a set of 50. and put them in here. And this is not their babies, but the babies after the beetles had laid and they started hatching, and then I did it again. So that's actually what it is. And another reason I do this outside, because you're gonna spill some and lose some, and you don't want them in the house, but mostly because of the frass. See how little those babies are? They're in all stages here. Can you see that? That's the mealworm, and they're actually even smaller than that. Here's one even smaller. Oh, I lost it. Let's see. See if I can find another one even smaller. Oh, there's one. That's excellent. Look at that. Can you see that? Okay, so this right here, and that's I mean, you know, this is free. This is all came from, you know, they're so easy. They don't need particular temperatures. I'm finding out. That one is either dead or finna turn into a pupa. Okay, so now is a good time to go down to my my medium. And I'm gonna do it right here on the grass. So yeah, you'll lose some babies, but I mean, for all you're getting, I mean, you know, it's a win-win situation. So all of that, you know, from breeding your own costs little to nothing. Just get you a fan. Make sure you work with goggles, safety goggles, so that you don't get it in your eyes or breathe it in. You have a little mask, little cheap mask, because you'll find that the more you work with these feeder insects, whether it's the roaches, the crickets, or the mealworms, superworms, whatever you're using, the more you work with them, the more it breaks down your body's defenses towards it. And even though you never had an allergy to it, suddenly you'll find yourself starting to heave, excuse me, and wheeze, and you'll find that you're getting respiratory problems from it. So better safe than sorry. That's my motto. So you just take that, put it in with your oh, that's dookie, so just get rid of that. And you may notice that I always use most things I use on here. That's because I don't believe in using the same things to eat on and write on and work on as I do using my reptiles, even with the sanitizer. So this is like my dedicated reptile table. So, and you just pour them back in there. That's what I got. I'll go back in there and I'll take out the pupae and get ready to and clean out my beetles, which are, I'll show you those that laid these. These are my beetles. They're in bad shape. They need to be cleared out for sure. But I'm gonna put them right back on top. Get out the dead ones, and it usually the same method. With the beetles, what I do is I put them in the sieve, and the live ones will crawl upward. If you shake like this, you'll get the live ones, because they'll always crawl up and out. I don't know if you can see that. They'll always be the ones that crawl up and out. So it's pretty simple. I've just been kind of lazy with it because I've been so consumed with my roaches. So I hope this also helps you all. I don't know how it turned out, because I must confess I was kind of busy. I was watching the poop and not the viewfinder. So hope it helps. And put these right in the refrigerator. Take these, take out your pupae, put them in here, put them right in the refrigerator, and take them out once a week for a couple of hours. Let them warm up. Give them a couple of pieces of tomato, or excuse me, not tomato, but potato, to hydrate them. They're on the same roach chow that I use for my roaches, I use for these, so that's what they're on. And whenever you need mealworms, there's no gut loading. Just take them out the refrigerator and pop them into your leopard gecko or frog enclosure, or whatever you're feeding the mealworms to. All right, thanks YouTube. 910 Gecko Gal. Like I said, it is windy out here, so I hope you can hear me. Lastly, you may ask, if when I get ready to feed them, how do I get them out there and all that food and everything? Well, all you have to do when you get ready to feed them is just take your smallest one, your smallest sieve, and do a shake, and there you have it. You got what you need. And I do put a little bit of this, maybe like that much in the bottom, so they will have something to eat for the ones that may not get eaten right away, because I leave them in there for like a week. And a little teeny tiny piece of carrot or a little teeny tiny piece of potato I put right in the feeding container, so that the mealworms have something to eat, because I want them as healthy as possible with as much stuff in them as possible, because they're for my babies. Okay, bye.